I just love the blues. Welcome to Stroke, the Journey Within podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Alva. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you an update of what's happening out there with Stroke, the Journey Within podcast. So, I want to make sure you all kind of know these fundamentals. I'm only touch on just a few of them. But I want you to hear it from my own mouth. And that way my speech is good enough that you understand me. I'll be working on my speech more and more and learning to talk more like this to assure you understand me. But let's get into today's podcast. I'm going to be doing more of these slideshow presentations to kind of help you engage and to get more out of a podcast. But I don't do that podcast for me. I do it for you. If you want to see a certain topic covered, or you want to see a certain stroke clinician on to be a guest, let me know. Just put it in comments what you want, what you need, stroke survivor, and I will do my best to accomplish that. But I want to welcome you to the update of the series I'm doing today, and I want to just again tell you this podcast I produce is all about us as a community. I'm only here because why? I put myself out there. You can do exactly what I'm doing. In fact, I want to take this time to offer anybody out there wants to learn to do what I do, podcasting, video podcast, let me know. You need a video camera. You can actually use a camera on your phone to do your podcast. It is possible. So I wanted to offer my free coaching service to let you to get you online producing content. I'll even let you use Stroke TV Media YouTube channel to use yours. So let's get on with this a little bit. So first of all, welcome. Let me show this. For those that don't know who I am, I'm the host of the show. My name is Aaron Evelyn. I am also CEO of Stroke TV Media. I'm also one of you. I had a brain aneurysm 2 weeks later when a stroke. While I was in the coma, I had a stroke, and that was at age 47, 2010. So I know what it's like to be in your shoes. I'm not such talking head. I am one of you. I am one of you for sure. So let me move on. I wanted you to know why I created Stroke the Journey Within podcast. I didn't want to be like famous or be on camera or anything. I wanted you to know, Stroke Survivor, you are enough. You can make a difference. I made this Stroke Journey Within podcast to give stroke survivors like you and anyone else, caregivers, spouses, whoever, children, whoever you want on the podcast. I want you to feel free to come on, to be my guest. Tell your story. Have your family tell their part of the story. I'm here, this faceless platform is here to serve you. Began my podcast, Stroke Survivor. Yeah, I've been serving the stroke survivor community for almost 10 years now. And probably the most common thing that we deal with stroke survivors is purpose. Finding a purpose in life now. Not being always like a purpose. What I'm telling you right now, stroke survivor, you have a purpose. You do. People don't, they forget to take it. It's really important you have a purpose in your life. Now, I'm going to share with you what that is. Hopefully, hey, somebody put chat, let me know the video and the audio is working, please. Could someone put that in chat? So I beat this platform for you to encourage other stroke survivors. Here is your purpose. Here is your purpose in life, stroke survivor. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to always, you don't have to think you have to find it. I'm here to tell you the truth. Here is your purpose. And the purpose, I give you the platform, tell your story. You can impact not only your local community to raise stroke awareness, but you can impact worldwide. Come on, tell your story. This podcast is here for you, community, because your purpose, your reason you're alive. There's a reason you're alive. It's not to always feel like a burden, like I wrestle with all the time. Feel like I'm a burden. It's to encourage. Let me go to solo screen. Hold on. 7. Oh, I gotta go. Okay. Okay, here we are. You know, purpose is critical for us as stroke survivors. But your purpose is to bring stroke awareness, is to be a voice to your local community for stroke, to be a voice to your family and friends to know about stroke. I encourage you to go to Stroke TV Media YouTube channel, subscribe, and look up the most recent upload with a World Stroke Day I did with guest Justin V. He is a stroke nurse navigator, an amazing podcast. You'll get a lot out of it. But I think it brings me to the point. By coming on my podcast and being a guest, telling your story, you let other stroke survivors know they're not alone. You know, one of the biggest battles I faced, and part of the reason why I created this platform, is because I felt so alone. I felt I must be only 47-year-old to have a major stroke, half paralyzed, in a wheelchair, speech deficit. Now, 10 years later, I know that's not true. Stroke strikes from in utero all the way up to any age. Stroke doesn't know an age. How many of us thought that stroke only happened to 80-year-olds? Well, I think the average in my group is 45. As the average stroke age. In fact, 1 in 4 people will have a stroke in their life. 1 in 4. So, your purpose, stroke survivor, come on my podcast, tell your story, and let people know and help me raise stroke awareness. And again, you can bring on any family member you would like, or if you want somebody there, let me know. I'll make accommodations. But the main thing is, you have a platform to use, a platform you can. I built it for us as a community. It's not just for me. I built it for us. Yes, and I want to encourage you. If you have a topic that you would like, I said this earlier, but let me sure I made it clear. If you have a topic or would like to see a clinician in a specialty field or whatever on my podcast, just let me know in comments and I'll do my best to fulfill what you need. Because again, this podcast is not here for me to talk to you. It is here for you to talk back to me. Help me serve you. Help me be a better go-to person for stroke survival support. Because that's what Stroke TV being really is. I built it to be us, all about us. I didn't want, I don't know, if you went through the same thing I did, let me know in comments. How many of you, when you went through your stroke, felt so isolated? A stroke will isolate you. In fact, if you're not careful, it will isolate you to this day, years after your stroke. I know many people, many stroke survivors who have isolated themselves. And you got to be careful not to do that. Really put yourself in those uncomfortable public positions. A great way to break the ice. Come on my podcast, tell your story. Put yourself in a place where you're not comfortable. When I first had my stroke, I couldn't stand being around crowds of people. I just would confuse my stroke brain to no end. But the only way I ever overcame that uh, problem is by face get head on. Put myself in an uncomfortable position, family, fans, whatever, but put myself constantly in groups of people, and guess what? I got better, able to deal with it much better. I used to be so frustrated the way it was, so frustrated and half paralyzed, so frustrated I've been in a wheelchair. And I think I had my mentor, Roland Takoka, who said one day it kind of changed the way I look at things. Because I used to complain to Roland. I said, Roland, I'm sick of being in this rolling prison. Kind of come on wheelchair, rolling prison. And one day he spoke up. And this is the kind of mentor he was. He said, Aaron, that is not your rolling prison. That's your limousine. Yeah, I did believe. At first, I thought, man, this dude is really got a stroke brain. But he was so right. If it was not for me being a witcher, I would never build Stroke TV Media. Because it basically put me in a place where I'm in front of my computer anywhere from 12 hours a day on average. And a lot of it, I don't have anywhere to go. I mean, I don't drive, I don't walk. I just, I've taken what I've been given and use it. And part of the chapter, you will see, I know it's going to blow your mind. I am going to be a published author, probably in about within from 4 to 6 months. I've been asked to run a chapter in the mainstream business anthology. The name of chapter within the anthology host is at the orchestrator, the one that organized the business anthology is Kathy Dirksen. Google her. You get up with Kathy Dirksen. Derkin. Yeah, student I don't do. But you know what's amazing? You're gonna see me in Times Square on a billboard with other authors of her book in spring. I can't believe it either. You're gonna see me being out there. I'm telling you, people, the only limitation you have as stir survivor, the only limitation you have, the hardest wall you to climb the entire time you have a stroke survivor on Earth is the wall you build in your own mind. See, it's our own mind that keeps us from accomplishing great things. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't. Well, in the words of Henry Ford, whether you think you can and whether you think you can't, both are correct. See, it's in our own mind that we limit ourselves. We say we can't. But in our reality, you can. You can just as easy you can't. And I'm telling you right now, this day, this moment, watch this video, this is your call. Start saying, I can. I can. So I want to leave you with that. I'm going to cut this a few minutes short, but I want to encourage y'all. You can. I'll put a link in the video. A link to schedule a podcast pre-meeting with me. Because from this point on, I do 2 podcasts for those that don't know. I do one and do the Stroke the Journey of Thing podcast every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I do a mainstream business podcast every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Both I'm really, really excited. Both are going to a live format. I want the audience to be able to interact with us. If you go on my podcast, invite your friends to come watch. If you want to see something, anybody wants to see something, I can pick up comments on the screen. I can do it all. I want you involved. I don't want to be a talking yet. I want to be here with you in the present moment. So, everybody, I want you to have a great day. I appreciate being out there. I'm going to get going. I'm going to go right into my C-Suite Celebrate. It's a business networking group. Heads up a global business celebrate Jeffrey Hazelwood. All right, everybody, have a great day. Talk to you later.